Second edition, Pronunciation Pairs, An Introduction to the Sounds of English. This book is written by Anne Baker and Sharon Goldstein. Hi there! Hi everyone! Welcome back to Camglish.com's Pronunciation Pairs video. You're still with me, Teacher Carol. There are many ESL learners that are having difficulties in asking questions. Some of them sounds robotic when they want to ask something. Now, to help you with this issue, we will talk about the proper intonation when you want to ask questions, especially when you want to start it using the WH questions. So guys, don't forget to take note of our lesson for today. Grab your pen and paper, and let's begin. In today's video, we will talk about WH questions with rising intonation. WH questions are questions using the word who, what, where, when, why, and how usually end with falling intonation, but they can also end with rising intonation. How? Let's take a look at the following rules. The first rule is use a WH question with falling intonation. To ask for new information. In falling intonation, the voice jumps up on the most important word and then goes down at the end. For example, let's take a look at number 1. Listen. Speaker B is asking for new information. Letter A. Wendy saw William this week. Wendy saw William this week. Wendy saw William this week. Letter B. When did she see him? When did she see him? When did she see him? A. On Wednesday. On Wednesday. On Wednesday. Okay, let's go back to speaker B. Can you see that? This orange line here is the indication that at the end of the word him, the intonation falls down and it rises up in the important word see. One more time. When did she see him? Very good. Now, let's take a look at rule number 2. You can use a WH question with rising intonation if you aren't sure what someone said and you want the person to repeat it. In rising intonation, the voice goes up at the end. Let's take a look at the example here. Number 2. Listen. Speaker B is asking A to repeat. Letter A. Wendy saw William this week. Wendy saw William this week. Wendy saw William this week. Letter B. When did she see him? When did she see him? When did she see him? Letter A. This week. This week. This week. Now, let's go back to speaker letter B. Notice that in this question, or the way he asked or she asked the question to letter A, it's just like she or he is asking to repeat it. So guys, one more time, let's take a look at this. When did she see him? Notice that from the word when up to the last word him, the intonation went up. Okay guys, now that you already know the rule, make sure that next time that you will ask some question using WH question, you should follow the proper intonation. Again, when you are using WH questions, the intonation will fall down at the end of the word if you're just asking for some information. and it will went up if you want the other person to repeat what did or she say. Now, to check if you really understand this, let's check our exercise here. Let's talk about conversation practice. Direction: work with a partner. Read the conversation below. Draw an arrow after each of Speaker B's WH questions to show whether it should have rising intonation or falling intonation. Let's take a look at the first example. I'm going to a wedding this weekend. What? We use rising intonation because you want Speaker A to repeat what did or she say. Now guys, it's your turn to answer this activity. You can pause the video while you're doing this, and you can click the play button once you're ready. So guys, good luck! Okay guys, are you ready with your answers? Wow, that's great! A while ago, I asked you to do the conversation practice exercise. Direction: work with a partner. Read the conversation below. Then draw an arrow after each of the Speakers B's WH questions to show whether it should have rising intonation or falling intonation. The first one is already done for you. Now, let's answer the following. I'm going to a wedding. I'm going to a wedding. Letter B. Who's getting married? Who's getting married? Answer: down. Letter A. Willa. Willa. B. Who? Who? Answer: rising. A. Willa, a woman I work with. Willa, a woman I work with. Letter B. When did you say the wedding was? When did you say the wedding was? Answer: rising. Letter A. This weekend. This weekend. When? When? Answer: falling. Letter A. Sunday at 12. What are you going to wear? What are you going to wear? Answer: down. A. A black and white wool suit. Okay guys, did you get the answers correctly? Wow, that's great! Congratulations then! So, we're going to stop here first, but we will continue our lesson in the next video, wherein we're going to talk about the last part of W sounds. We're going to discuss spelling and common expression. This has been your teacher Carol, always saying have fun while learning English. See you in the next video. Goodbye!